Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to our vlog.
I am Rica Panindinga Purador.
And I am Johnny Navarro Villaganas and we are the vloggers for today.
And so for today, we will discuss you what are the elements that will be used in making a short piece or story, which are the characters, setting, plot, theme, and the literary techniques. Let's begin!
But first, we will identify what are the definitions and different types of these following elements.
First is the character. Is the person, animal, being, creature, or thing in a story. Writers use characters to perform the action and speak dialogue, moving the story along a plot line. Most stories have multiple characters interacting with one of them as the antagonist, causing a conflict for the protagonist. Second is the settings. Is the time and place or when and where of the story. It's a literary element of literature used in novels, short stories, plays, films, and etc., and usually introduced during the exposition or beginning of the story, along with the characters. The setting may also include the environment of the story, which can be made up of the physical location, climate, weather, or social and cultural surroundings.
Number 3 is the plot. It's a literary term used to describe the events that make up a story or the main part of a story. These events relate to each other in a pattern or a sequence. The structure of a novel depends on the organization of events in the plot of the story.
Number 4 is the theme. It's the main idea, lesson, or message in the short story. It may be an abstract idea about the human condition, society, or life.
The last one is the literary techniques, are specific, deliberate constructions of language which an author uses to convey meaning. An author's use of a literary technique usually occurs with a single word or phrase, or a particular group of words or phrases, at one single point in a text. Unlike literary elements, literary techniques are not necessarily present in every text.
Example of a short story.
The Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in the village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go to visit her grandmother, as it had been a while since they'd seen each other. "That's a good idea," her mother said. So they packed a nice basket for Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. "Remember, go straight to Grandma's house," her mother cautioned. "Don't dawdle along the way and please don't talk to strangers. The woods are dangerous." "Don't worry, Mommy," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll be careful." But when Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few, watched the butterflies flit about for a while, listened to the frogs croaking, and then picked a few more. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm summer day so much that she didn't notice a dark shadow approaching out of the forest behind her. Suddenly, the wolf appeared beside her. "What are you doing out here, little girl?" the wolf asked, a voice as friendly as he could muster. "I'm on my way to see my grandma who lives through the forest near the brook," Little Red Riding Hood replied. Did she realize how late she was and quickly excused herself, rushing down the path to her grandma's house. The wolf, in the meantime, took a shortcut. The wolf, a little out of breath from running, arrived at grandma's and knocked lightly at the door. "Oh, thank goodness, dear. Come in, come in. I was worried sick that something had happened to you in the forest," said Grandma, thinking that the knock was her granddaughter. The wolf let himself in. Poor Granny did not have time to say another word. Before the wolf gobbled her up, the wolf let out a satisfied burp and then pooped through Granny's wardrobe to find a nightgown that he liked. He added a frilly sleeping cap and for good measure, dabbed some of Granny's perfume behind his pointy ears. A few minutes later, Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over his nose. "Who is it?" he called in a crackly voice. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood." "Oh, how lovely. Do come in, my dear," croaked the wolf. When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could scarcely recognize her grandmother. "Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. Is something the matter?" she asked. "Oh, I just have the touch of a cold," squeaked the wolf, adding a cough at the end to prove the point. "But grandmother, what big ears you have," said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged closer to the bed. "The better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have," said Little Red Riding Hood, her voice quivering slightly. "The better to eat you with, my dear," roared the wolf, and he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting, "Help! Wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience but still in one piece. "Oh, Grandma, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again." There, child. You've learned an important lesson. Thank goodness you shouted loud enough for this kind woodman to hear you. The woodman snapped out of the wolf and carried him deep into the forest, where he wouldn't bother people any longer. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long, long chat. The end. Characters: Red Little Riding Hood. Second is the mom. Third is the grandmother. Fourth is the wolf. And fifth is the woodcutter.
The exposition of the story. This story is about a young girl who is given a red coat to wear. She is sent by her mother to take food to her sick grandmother. She is also told to avoid stopping along the way. Rising actions of the story. When the wolf sees Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf asks the girl where she is going. The wolf tells the girl to pick flowers while he goes to her grandma's house. The wolf gets to the house before the girl and eats up the girl's grandmother.
The climax of the story. The girl finally reaches the house and finds her grandmother, who is really the wolf in bed. The girl comments on how surprisingly strong her grandmother looks. The wolf wisely responds to each comment before leaping out of bed and eating Little Red Riding Hood.
Following actions of the story. The woodcutter hears screams coming from the house and he rushes into the house with his axe and he kills the wolf and rips its chest upon.
The resolution of the story. Little Red Riding Hood reunites with her sick mother, and thanks to the woodcutter. Theme of the story. 1. Importance of obeying parents. 2. The wisdom of being cautious with strangers. 3. The reliability of one's internal early warning system.
Literary techniques used in the story. Personification. Because the wolf was given human traits and abilities, an example of this was the wolf being able to talk to Little Red. If the author hadn't given him that ability, would not have been able to trick
Hope
Little
you
Red.
enjoy and learn something in our vlog. Thanks for watching!